All right, we are live on YouTube. This is episode 17, if I'm not mistaken, episode 17 of The Correction. I am your host, RT Random Task, and I'm here today from the west coast of Canada. We are in Gibsons, which is on the Sunshine Coast, and I've got a super chill view here. Out there is like the ocean. Got my OG cousin right here doing his engineering work. This guy is actually one exam away from graduating his engineering degree. So shout out to my little cousin. Genius right here. Now, today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Bitcoin, obviously. What I've been seeing in the market over the last week. Been a little bit distant in general from it because I've been traveling. So my hours are a little weird, and a lot of the time I get to check in as late in the day. But for what it's worth, there are a few things here. Definitely, let's see. I'm going to swap out. Yes, so we are live. That's official. All right, so let's get a share. We got Jiggly Pumps in the room. We got Joker in the room. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining in today. And I'm going to swap up to my Bitcoin chart. There's been a lot of interesting action in the last little bit. It's time to take a look at that. All right. So here we are. We've got the 4-hour Bitcoin, and this is one you may have noticed from the Discord in the last day as I put this in. So actually what I'd like to do is rewind a little, because mostly what I want to talk about is a long that I actually jumped out of. And it's been a big part of my trading plan journal this week. I was with the group of people from TRI who created this setup, or basically like the guy who taught me the setup. I was with him. And it's odd that I missed out on a setup that I found that was a perfect setup. And I just kind of decided to opt out of it because of my travel, because I wasn't able to really look after it. And then it turned out brilliantly. And so I just want to take a look at it because, you know, even a missed trade can provide value. So we're just going to do a quick replay to down here. All right. So down here was July 19th. We don't need our VPVR. It's always in the way. So right here, things were looking pretty bearish, right? A lot of people, you know, were thinking, okay, we hit our bottom here. We've retested. We even swept right up here, and then we were just headed down. Then we got this huge sudden dump, and it bounced up almost instantly, and then just consolidated. Now, at the time, I couldn't find this chart. It's in the Discord somewhere. It's in my channel. But I was basically watching this SR level here. Okay, so created by these lows bounced up, cut through, rejected down here. And I was just thinking, okay, if this breaks, we're looking for new lows. If this closes above, we may be bullish. So as we move ahead, you'll see that this setup actually took beautiful form. And it was this candle close on the 4-hour that confirmed my setup. Okay. And you can see that you wanted to get a close. I wanted to get a close above these candle body highs. And we did. We got it. So that should be the trigger. And if you actually look, you'll notice, and sorry if you guys are on YouTube talking, I've got the one screen today, so harder to, but Adam and Eve sitting in a tree. Yeah. Hey, from Miami Beach. What's up, Brunus? Good to see you. Thanks for hopping in. Yeah, the Adam and Eve that we eventually saw was just gorgeous. So let me take a look here, because this whole setup is just something that, you know, if I see this again, whether I'm traveling, whether or not, set and forget and just let it ride. And there was another guy at the meetup I was at who said, oh yeah, mate, I'm in that long. Like, you know, you got to trade your plan. If it, you know, you got to get to a point where if you see your setup, you just trade it. You don't think, you don't worry, you don't wonder, you don't let emotions take over. You simply fire. And you manage your risk. And over time, if it's a profitable setup, which is the ones you should be trading, you should make money. But if you skip opportunities to trade it based on, you know, certain things, you know, you kind of reduce your numbers. So that lesson was learned greatly here. So we actually had this close back below, and then it was this next candle that I decided I was going to get out. I was just like, screw it. I actually was risking to here. I was within my risk. Would have been very easy just to hold it. But right around the second candle close, I thought, I'm not loving it, and I just want to go and enjoy myself. So, I mean, there's a time for that. But anyways, let's see how it played out. So a couple overnight, basically that night, it shot up. And, as you can see, left a lot of people behind. Now, here's the other thing that added to this setup is you had your MACD divergence. Okay. So the divergence is basically a disagreement between the momentum indicators and the price action. Okay. So price would have you believe it's very bearish. You're thinking, oh man, new lows, price is making new lows. But in fact, some of the internals you can see are healthier than they appear. And you can see that the MACD was making higher lows. And I would imagine, although the price was, or the setup wasn't based on the RSI, but I would imagine that we were seeing some divergence here as well. And in this case, we got a higher low in the RSI despite getting a lower low in the price. So is that a surefire, sign that we should go long? Not yet, but once this bullish market structure confirmed after it, once this took off and blew past its old high, we have confirmation all over. So simply getting into a low leverage long anywhere around here with a nice loose stop to these lows was a fairly quote unquote easy setup. There's also an indicator that we have working on another script. Let's see, Delacour matrix, the DI index, sort of an algo score type thing. Let's see if it shows up here. Yep. So if the yellow is above and the red is below, that's a long signal. This one is actually short. The yellow is below. So that's the 2 hour, and then the 4 hour is yellow. So when all three of these show yellow as the top, it's called the 3 thumbs up, and that is a long signal, right? If you were just trading off this one little algo. At the time of this 4 hour setup we're just looking at, the Delacour was firing long. Okay, so I had that added confluence that alone some people trade off. Plus I had the market structure, plus the divergence. So it was a beautiful setup. And as you can see, it aged really well. In fact, every day of the week was green on the daily, closed green. So yeah, I mean, where salt comes in, I'd say a tiny bit salty because it was just a perfect setup. And I decided to actually open it and then close it. But I think as a learning experience here, you can see that the price came up and consolidated underneath resistance, really just using this as an update for what's been going on in the last week. We have this nice, right? We had the inverse head and shoulders that got rejected hard here, but it turned out to be this nice Adam and Eve pattern, which is another thing you can trade off. Build up under resistance, breakthrough close, another signal possibly, and then of course, all the signals come in, you'd get a lot of bullish reaction. Now, here's where we're at. I don't want a long. I'm certainly not going to FOMO in right here, right? When we're under this downtrend, we are in a downtrend on this time frame, right? If you zoom way out and you go into a weekly, you'd say, yeah, we're trending up, and that's absolutely right. But in this space where I'm trading, we are in a downtrend. Okay, we made lower lows, we made a higher low or lower high. We've just made another lower high. So I'd say this is a little bit more consolidation than trending. But I'm not willing to long, or I'm not looking for longs until we can clearly break through this. Because the last thing I want, and the last thing really any trader should be, trying to avoid, is really just missing this and then coming in here, a week late and being like, oh man, I want to get long. I don't want to get long here. And I'll tell you why. First of all, we're in a short RLZ. Okay. So I've got a few noisy things here on the chart. I want to just remove them for you so you can see how I built this. Okay. There's a lot of different fibs you can draw around here. Okay. So I came up with this level as sort of where I would consider a long on a retest of this. But you can draw this fib here, which parks us nicely in this RLZ, right? Up, fail at the sweet spot, down test, up, fail at the 786. I imagine, and we haven't even fast forwarded to real time yet. Might as well just do that. Actually, I can just close this. Yeah. So close the replay. Okay, so here we are. So we've actually just been rejected a second time. And I'll be looking at the indicators today for some exhaustion. perhaps we see some divergence here, and that's going to fire us a nice short setup, because it wasn't just like a week or two ago that everyone and their grandma wanted to see 8,500, and we still might, right? This little bull, I mean, it's strong to me, and I would say I'm actually leaning towards new highs if I had to take a 60-40 position here, but again, I don't see the setup yet, and I'm certainly not auto longing under this downtrend line from a short RLZ. That's not the location I make longs from. So for me, what am I looking for to get short? What am I looking for to get long? Next steps. Well, to break this trend line, a simple close above is not enough. As you can see here, rejects down. No matter what you do, it could always just fake out and break back down. But what I'm looking for to get the highest probability I can find, which is what I like to trade off, what I'll be looking for is a break and close above here in this area, okay? And what we want to see is bullish market structure, breakout on the other side of this trend line. Until that happens, until there's bullish market structure confirmed on the other side of this trend line is active. Okay, you could get a daily close up here, which we have not. Okay, if you get a daily close up here, a lot of people will FOMO along in there and say, we closed above. Well, the next day it can just close back below. But if you get this kind of bullish market structure, just like we had down here, provides a very strong signal. So that is what I'll be looking for. Because at this point, you know, yeah, okay, if I have to buy up here at 12.2, that is much higher than 6, you know, so it's a $500 difference. But my the probability that I'm headed in the right direction with that position is going to be much higher. Okay, so bullish market structure, confirmation on the other side of the trend line is the only thing that I'm going to count as breaking that trend line. Okay, now if we bounce around here and we start to see the opposite, we might see some M-type bearish market structure, right? And then we can have a neckline breakdown here. Then you get your short, okay? So we are in consolidation. We've just had a fairly strong move. We had, say, we moved from 96 up to 11.9. So, I mean, that like $2,300 move, right, in a week. So I don't think that price is going to necessarily rush out of here unless it rushes upwards, right? If we're on a crazy bull and we're going to just see continuation, you know, if we're moving quickly, I think we're going to be moving up. My guess is we're just going to be consolidating here somewhere along this amount of time, which, as we all see here, was like 46. No, we'll go days is easier to measure. 7 days, so about a week. So we could be up here for a week, hanging out, and then it's either just going to plow out or break down. I mean, that's like the most obvious trend line in the world. Everyone should be watching it if they're charting. So I would imagine we'll get some interesting fakeouts and shakeouts and breakouts. So not in a rush. Definitely not going to high leverage this area. I'll be looking 5x, something light that'll manage my risk. You know, I know it's best to just plan your risk and then, you know, leverage doesn't really matter. But when I'm in zones like this, I like to make sure my leverage is low. So it gives me lots of fake out room. So we're going to see a lot of this, right? Chop up, chop down, chop up. You don't want to be into that 25. I don't want to be into that 25x stuff. Now, before I get into all the who's and what's and we's, really should fire off this disclaimer. The information provided by Bitcoin Bravado and accompanying material is for informational purposes only and should not be used as a basis for investment or other purposes. It should not be considered financial or legal advice. The information is governed by our terms of use. You should consult with an attorney or other professional to determine what may be the best for your individual needs. We are not registered investment advisor, and I'm not recommending that you buy anything. Simply helping us working together and sharing my plan of attack. Okay. So that's Bitcoin. Again, you know, I can sit here and cry all I want about, okay, there was a nice setup. That was the move, but I'm back to waiting again. And for what it's worth, it's so nice to see a setup like that work because that's the setup I'm always hunting for. And you know, I think that's really a part of becoming a pro level trader is just being able to recognize your setups and having so much confidence in them that you don't even think. You know, you can load these up, take care of your risk, and then just fire and hold it. I know a few of the guys that I talked to this trade about, they closed out up here because of the bearish market structure. Neckline breakdown confirmed, and they were out. So that's a nice long. The guy I was talking to who took it. So confirmation of process is important. Now, let's dive into a few alts. Sadly, nothing good to say about them. There was all this potential here, right? As in the last couple of weeks, Bitcoin makes a move, everything decides to dump with it. So we're actually getting new lows in a lot. I've saved a couple here. You know, I think Algorand, anything that shows this kind of pop up with volume and is now parked in its RLZ, you can already see that, right? You don't have to draw it, but I will because I like drawing it. All right, so here's a location I would consider longing. Because of the alt market health and because of Bitcoin's indecision right here, I'm not in a rush to get in. I will pull up a couple of things to let you know how I might. I think we're gonna need the 1 hour. How I might look for a long here, just for the process piece. Okay, you know what? Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Get a little more space here. So MACD is a moving average study. It measures momentum, okay, of a move. Now we've got a higher low in that and a lower low in price, which is good. That is a sign of divergence. They are disagreeing, right? The price is shooting down, but the momentum of the move is actually reducing. In other words, suggesting that a reversal may be imminent. And look at that. Boom, we had a reversal slightly. In fact, just for fun, let's check. Maybe, my guess is that was pretty close to a 382 first stop. And yep, tap the 382 3 times actually right here. So yeah, if you were trading that, could have traded a shorter time frame, got your market structure breakout here. You actually even got a nice retest just along it, and then it ran right up to the 382. So little moves. I trade on the 4 hour higher time frame, less entries and exits, and in some cases just as much or more positive results. So, but a lower time frame setup actually did just fire in there, which is kind of fun. So now what we've got here, smaller time frame, we've got lower lows, and yeah, we've got higher lows on the MACD. So what we really need to see here then, if you're going to count this divergence, that's a potential divergence. We've got higher lows in the MACD, we've got lower lows in price. What we want to see now is this MACD's got to flip back to green and ideally exceed this level. Sometimes you miss a bit of a move, but if you wait for that confirmation, you get a stronger signal. So if we can see the MACD flip back green and go above here, got ourselves confirmation. We've got a fairly chill invalidation level just below here, and then you're off. And you could probably draw some price targets. I might even look to draw them up here to this RLZ here just to stay tight. Algo, as you know, has a very small price history, and we have no real idea. Let's get rid of these tangos. No real idea what the market thinks of it yet, because this is very little data. But if you want to get a little more cheeky, you see the 0.5 lines up perfectly with these horizontal support resistance. Actually, we've got some decent resistance building up, SR level up here as well, around the 786. So if this does fire, you know, that's a nice little move stop to break even close to 50%, and then you could be riding, might be riding as high as this. So I'm actually going to move Algo over to my short list, my green. So I like Algo. Everything else is just making lows. The new lows versus Bitcoin. Let's see if we got anything in the chat. I can actually pull that out of here. So, okay, should do this better. Okay, screen swap. Would be nice to automate that. All the Gucci setups, that DOM chart though. Yeah, let's see. Do you want to take a look at the dominance chart? Is that what you're thinking, Joker? Let me know. I have it here. Crypto cap 2 divided by Bitcoin. Let's see. Cap. Yeah, total too? DOM chart, yeah. Okay, let's take a look. It's probably wrecked. Oh, it's actually sitting right on the sweet spot. Look at that. So in a weird way, if someone was to choose to chart the altcoin market cap on the fib, it still works. I mean, and that to me is proof that, you know, it doesn't work just because some algo has decided it should work. It works because like Fibonacci sequence really is found in nature, and these numbers really are significant, just whatever you want to call it, vibrational signature of the universe. But look at this play, right? It's getting tags all over the place. Of course, we don't notice when it doesn't get the tag, so maybe it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, but you can see there's some clear trading going on right off these levels. Ping, rejection, ping, 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 sorts at this level. And now we're actually just resting on the 786. So in a very strange way, you could argue that this is still sort of bullish. I mean, yeah, okay, we're in this bear trend. But on the overall move, right, huge up, tank down here, reload, and continue. Like that is standard price action that I see all the time with these fibs. Get this out of here. So that's kind of fun. Now, like, yeah, if we break and close below here, you know, this particular study just goes out the window. You may have to figure it out. If I could, maybe I'll try to figure out a Gann study. If we could put a Gann on this, that'd be fun. See how the levels react. Yeah, looks like money on the daily. Okay, so what is our daily here? Feel free to share a chart, Joker. If you want to just post a link in there, I can pull up exactly what you're talking about. Right now, we can zoom right in. Ooh, I wonder if we're going to see like a nice harmonic objective here just for fun. I know a lot of people trade harmonics. I'm just sort of adding them into my repertoire. That'd be a fun little objective. Again, I don't believe necessarily in trading off charts like this. They're more for like overall bias and macro stuff, but we're getting close to that AB equals CD type harmonic, which would mark a great place to close a trade and a potential reversal area. So there's that. Yeah, so let's take a look now through some alts because there is some. But generally speaking, right now is wait and see because, you know, Bitcoin is in indecision town. If it gets rejected, if Bitcoin gets rejected here and we get some more of this bearish market structure, because like to me, that's what it's looking like right now, is that we're not going to get through here. Again, I think on the overall, I tend to lean bullish in Bitcoin, and I'm sitting mostly in Bitcoin because I'm just long on it in general, and I trade against it to get more of it. I don't care as much to go to USD, to preserve USD. For now, I mean, I will, you know, if we go to another parabolic, you know, crazy face ripper. But I'll be honest with you and call me whatever you want, but I imagine that'll be much more up here. Like this is where I started to think about preserving USD. Right now, what I have is for buying Bitcoin. It's not for preserving, not yet. That's just me. Okay, but for now, consolidation. Yeah, I mean, that's such a strong double bottom. I don't know. I don't really care for predictions. I don't think they make anybody that much money, but I will tell you this. If the M-tops come in or the W's come out, I'll be following that either way. But in the meantime, what to trade? Well, a wise person I know once suggested that I should trade my alts against USD. He said because, especially right now, like I do have some USD in my my portfolio. You know, I have a little USDC left over, generally looking just to deploy it back into the market when Bitcoin makes its next decision. But you can chart a lot of these coins against USDC. You may want to look at a tether chart to get a stronger signal because obviously they're higher volume. But since I actually have my USDC on Binance, I decided I'm going to make a play or a watch list of pure USDC pairs. And so going down here, you could be making trades off these. We see Binance coin got a nice little move today against USD. Let's see what else. Our Bitcoin chart. So this is just a new watch list that I've pulled up, and I'll start scanning this a little bit more. Because as long as ETH BTC is dying, which it is for now, may not be forever. Let's see. I got a Gann on it. It's not going to be dead forever, but it is definitely looking a bit dumpy right now. Yeah, just got rejected off that same horizontal level. So, I mean, it's parked in this sort of trend right now. And then this study will be coming to an end fairly soon. At the end of this, we'll have to draw a new one on a higher time frame if I want to catch that. But it is, to me, would have to break and close above here to get back into that excitement, I should say. Great stream. What's the DOM chart showing? Yeah, I am all music. What's the DOM chart showing? Martin, Joker, why don't you pull up the DOM chart you're talking about? I use this sort of altcoin total cap, and don't know if I have a Bitcoin dominance chart. I don't think I have a stock one on file. I just see them floating around, and I kind of look at them when they come up. Not really something that I chart very often. So if Joker, if you want to post that, go for it, and I can take a look. We've got, yeah, there's the, side note. Okay. So yeah, generally speaking right now for alts, I'd like to be looking against USD until Bitcoin makes up its mind, until ETH BTC chart, which is also something I wanted to share. Let's just take a look at a freshie. Let's get a quick peek at ETH BTC. Thank you for that. Not quite. ETH BTC. All right, so let's just do it on Binance. Yeah, it's just looking like death. We had a little bit of hope recently, that it would come sweep this low and then close back above. But as you can see, the weekly, it never did. It bounced initially, came back up, and then closed below. So, I mean, we're just looking like death. And to truly see, now when I say death, I don't mean like I think Ethereum's going to die, but bearish. It's just bearish right now, obviously. It doesn't take a technician to notice that. But I was really hoping to get a whole lot more history from you, Bitstamp. Thanks for that. Perhaps it'll just give it to us on Bittrex. I know they have some. Yeah, there we go. So let's see. We almost can't do it on Binance anymore because we're going back to pre-Binance lows. Yeah, nothing really standing out at all. I mean, I know that it's way below anything relevant in the fib already. Let's see. All right, so we're below that. Even if we chart it off the daily candle closes, got some trend line already broken. You can see here. It'll be an interesting ride on that. Like XRP actually was just recently riding on its weekly trend. Oh, we're just breaking it now. Isn't that interesting? And it's not quite there anyways. No. Oh, we just broke it and retested. So take that for what you will. Super old school trendline stuff. And if we really zoomed in on this, we can get a clearer picture. But as you can see, there was sort of a final level here. Bounced off of it, fake out, and we've broken through last 2 weeks. So yeah, Bitcoin is dominating Ethereum right now. Let's see. It's DOM chart showing can't paste links first page. Looks like price discovery to the upside on the daily on BTC Dom. Yeah, so if anything, Dom's rising hard. Okay, great, thanks. Yeah, so that's the idea, and I actually did see that. I think that was like in a tweet somewhere. But yeah, Bitcoin dominance is just in positive price discovery, firing to the moon. It is a darn shame. I guess what's the code in here? Isn't it? I can just do it. Crypto cap. Yeah, what is it? I want to have it. Total 2. Let's exclude BTC. Crypto cap. If anyone knows the Bitcoin dominance thing, hook this noob up. Because I don't actually have that on here. I'll add that to my journal of things. But yeah, the Bitcoin dominance chart is just in moon. Actually, gosh, somebody please quick, get me that Bitcoin dominance chart. I want to put a fib extension on it and see if we can call tops here. Because you better believe it's going to hit off a fib. And I'm happy to draw it for you right now. Anyone? Bueller? No? Okay. Well, we'll go back over here. I want to talk a little bit about a Tesla trading competition. BXC has finally rolled out a very good incentive that they are looking to promote use on the exchange. They said, we are going to do things to get people to want to deposit, KYC, and actually trade. And so to do that, they are giving away this big, beautiful Tesla Model 3. Okay. Now, October 31st is the end. The contest started on August 5th. And there are 2 ways to sort of enjoy this, right? There's deposit bonuses, which I believe gives you 5% back in BXC tokens to any allocations that you deposit. And it'll be deposit minus withdrawals. So if you stick, $5,000 in and then pull $5,000 out, your net is 0. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that works out for the people who already had a whole bunch of their stuff deposited on there and don't get the 5%. But I'm less concerned about myself and more concerned about, them using this wisely and really just pumping their name, because I think they've built something amazing, and I'm excited to see how they do when the volume rolls in. So I still really have no doubt that they will be successful. Who knows if they'll make it to top 5, top 2, top 1, but there's no way they're just going to stay sub 100 Bitcoin volume daily forever. I don't think. I think the probability of that is extremely low, given what they've built and how they're marketing it. So we'll see. Now, a couple interesting things to note when it comes to trade volume. Can't paste link, YouTube. Oh, you know what? Joker, DM it to me in Discord. Yeah, sent links on Discord. Oh, way ahead of me, smart guy. Okay. Where is my Discord? So real quick, while I'm pulling up my Discord, I'm just going to grab those DMs, see this Bitcoin dominance chart, and I'll add it to my regular. Yeah. Okay, we got it. And where is my screen share? There it is. Too many tabs much? Let's close like 8 of these. Oh, that was one I wanted to look at later. It's okay. Oh, and KCS, remind me. 2 things. I have a new month again that I want to talk about. And then the KCS pair looks decent. So here's your Bitcoin dominance. My gosh, no kidding, right? Would have been low around, January 2017 when the alts were just like super skyrocketed, and it's just been growing ever since. So it's fair to say Bitcoin versus alts is just trending up, and there's just no stopping it. Now I wonder what we can do with this chart. First of all, let's play with a couple of fibs. Fib extensions can be great tools when, oh dear. Can I get my templates? Oh, because we're on CoinTrader. Okay. You know what? Let's just set it up then, shall we? Just double check my own. Got a template here for extensions. Okay, so I've got the 168, 272, 455. God, it's weird working on a tiny, like a single screen. Bear with me, folks. All right. All right. And okay, so I will actually share this screen. Here we go. Yeah, that's the one you want to see now. Okay. So this is how you'd set up a fib extension. Let's take a look at that today so that we can see where this might go. So we're going to cut all these fib retracements off. We're going to keep the 1 actually, and then 1618 is key level. Next key level is 272. I'd like to have that in there as the 1445 and the 113, and then the 200% move. Not going to worry too much about colors, and then I have to reverse it. Okay, so let's have a look now at this Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, where I've been taught to really look for sort of as a target, so just say, okay, so just say you tried to fib this. So you extend this move, okay? You want to see where it's going to extend from there. Well, you're looking up here between these two. This is where I was taught. At CR Investor on Twitter, Brian Beamish, the founder of the TRI Trade School where I work, where I learn. Give him a shout out anytime I can because he's smart and he offers a great educational program. Now look at this guy. This is the parking garage. Okay, so between the 618 and the 2, that's sort of where I've been taught to look for sort of targets. So you were long, okay, close it up here. So potential reversal areas, we're already in one. You know, be tricky to get out of the top here. You can also measure, let's say, from this move, and we'll measure up to that. And we get some further confluence. Actually, we just peeked into this one. So yeah, I mean, we're up there. We're up there, and we are tagging an important level right here. So this will be an interesting resolution here. What do you think of that? Keep going, brother. Top 10 this year. Sent links. Yeah. All right. Take care, Joker. Have a wonderful day. So as far as Bitcoin dominance goes, I mean, we're extended, overextended. I wouldn't chart that. I wouldn't trade off that. But it is interesting to note, right? We're overbought, obviously. Been overbought for a while on this. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Again, I don't really chart this stuff. I don't find my setups, you know, in Bitcoin dominance, but it is nice for a macro force and people watch it. So sometimes it's important. But this will be interesting if it tops right here. And let's see, what is the probability of that? Screen sharing has stopped. Yes. And then we're going back over here. It's interesting to see that while the Bitcoin dominance chart is looking peaked, we've got Bitcoin at this interesting level where, you know, if we were going to go down, if we were really going to go down, like to all these retrace levels that everyone's been seeing, right? We've got the high 8s. We've got, right, all these levels, key levels here, pivot highs, pivot lows. Then the level that I used to be watching way back here, this breakout, that's still inefficiency to me. You know, aside from the reality of what it would be like to go back to 4,200, I think that kind of a thing needs to be filled in, or at least very decent chance that it would be nice big. So yeah, if we're really going to do all that, then this is probably a decent area to be thinking about hedging and getting short. Now it's hard, right? Because if you dumped a lot of your Bitcoin into fiat during this downtrend, anticipating the new lows, now you're getting squeezed. You have a harder decision to make, right? Every breakout up here is going to feel like massive FOMO, like, oh no, I'm missing everything. So that's why it's so important to stay balanced, So times like this, you don't have to sweat too hard. Yeah, if we break out in a huge way, my portfolio will lose some Bitcoin value because of the fiat I have in it, the USDC. But again, I'm not too worried about that. I want to see market structure, bullish or bearish on either side of this trend line. And that'll be a great signal to make a move. For now, just waiting and seeing. We've got the Tesla. Okay, so real quick, sorry to be scattered today, but real quick, want to talk about this. They have multipliers. So if you are putting in buys and sells, so for every $5,000 of trade volume that you accumulate between now and October 31st, you get 5 entries to win this car. Okay. Now they obviously have market surveillance, so they're saying they're going to be spotting and obviously dealing with any like obvious wash trading bots and stuff like that. They don't want to use this to drive up wash trading, simply to have organic volume growth. Any buy orders on BXC will be multiplied by 2, or any orders on BXC multiplied by 2. Any buy orders on BXC, an extra 1.5. Sell orders, 1. So they're really built in some incentives for people who'd like to trade on BXC, and specifically buying BXC. So that's great. And we've seen, actually, see, I've got some old sells in here from that trade that I put in weeks ago. If we can get a spike up on volume of any kind, that'd be nice. And right now, would have liked to have seen this whole hold up here, but basically we've been ranging now in this 400 to high fives. So 400 to 600 kind of range for a while. And where it'll break out, or if we'll just get lots of volume, but you can already see the volume sort of uptick since this announcement has come out. Maybe some pre-announcement interest coming in, listings coming up, fiat deposits, withdrawals coming up, all these things on the roadmap. And then, of course, liquidity. Oh, my gosh. They are more, I'm sure the liquidity issues are hurting them more than us. So I'm just going to be patient with them. I know they're working on it. I know that they have a massive liquidity solution on its way that will be a single point for them to just fix all that. So pretty pumped. Let's see how YouTube's doing. Any other questions? Any things you guys, specifics you want to take a look at? I guess my TLDR for today is Bitcoin is wait and see, right? We want to see some bearish below the trend line or bullish above. And when either of those fire, I will be long or short, deploying some of my fiat upwards, or maybe even probably not skimming any more Bitcoin. I like my Bitcoin too much, but I might short on low leverage here just to get low. Alts, TLDR look like trash. Sorry, wish they didn't, but they do. Matic being the exception, actually. Saw some action on Matic the other day. Ooh, where is my Matic chart? I had it. Matic. I have it on my alt scan. Tapped into the 3-day supply nicely the other day. Yeah. So I actually drew this up for Don. I don't really use order blocks, but on the weekly, there's this nice little order block right here. And it just tapped that EQ. It actually front ran it by a little bit, and then really nice reaction to that. So my 2 cents is that Matic could actually be decent here. Not at this exact spot, but it's trying to put in a bottom. It's got some Coinbase rumors. There's a little list that we posted in the news channel the other day about Coinbase making some listings, capitalizing on some of the key projects on Binance that are going to be kicking the US investors out. So this reaction to me looks really good. Let's zoom in some more. Now, I wouldn't buy that, but you know what I'll be doing, right? Let's fib it. Bing. Bing. That's an extension. I'll switch back to my fib. Yeah. Now, if it's really strong, if it's really bullish, then, waiting on the 618 is not as prudent. If you're really looking for like a strong continuation to a breakout, 382 can be a great spot for that. And let's see if we can find some another levels there. Some other levels. So we've got just crossing bullish on the 13 EMA. That's like the early one, right? That's not the golden cross, but it's early, but it kind of gives you a hint of what's coming. Potentially. It was at 140. 140 on this. Some consolidation there. Definitely around our POC, which is usually where you get that consolidation, the most volume traded. We're going to put up a few horizontals. Sometimes trading is just about playing with these kinds of things until something comes up, or analysis, I should say, not trading. So we've got a few levels in here. Price just tapped off this. Nice SR, not surprised. My guess is it won't stay above that. It'll at least check this 382. If it really responds bullishly and doesn't even touch it, maybe front runs and continues, that might be something to think about. But mostly I'll be looking for this 0.5. I like this 0.5. You got a lot of volume traded in here. You've got your POC, got your nodes, your long VPVR nodes. You got your 0.5. You got your 200 EMA. So first entry for me, if I'm looking long here, is probably in these 126. We actually have a live bet going in the Discord between Cheese and Don. I think it is 190 coming before 49 or something. So Don's betting like we'll go down here. Cheese is betting we'll get up here. And that bet was actually made before this latest pump. So we'll see. Don might be sweating now. But this is looking decent. I think the reaction to down here is telling, while all other alts are bleeding out. Matic has something cooking. XRP, BTC, bullish divergence on RSI. Let's have a look. I would never have spotted this because I don't really trade XRP. But I am all for good trades. So let's take a look. So I'm on the 4 hour. Yeah, we've got higher lows. That's true. So we've got some higher lows here. We've got lower lows here. And so now RSI is a little different than MACD, right? On the MACD, you want to see like that break above. On the RSI, what I'll be looking for, I might actually already see it. Let's see. It's some bullish market structure, right? So just like in charts, you can actually get market structure in the RSI, right? So you have the M here, breaks neckline, it's going down. Now you get your W, breaks neckline going up. Now this is a sort of a retest. So on those very quick, very short little facts, it actually doesn't look too bad here. So we have a clear uptrend in RSI, clear downtrend in price. Let's see if we can find anything else real quick. First of all, I need to see where the hell we're at. Okay. Oh, God. Jesus. Oh, XRP. Poor guy. So much pre-mine. I don't know. I don't like Bitcoin from a tokenomics perspective, but you're right. On those, the 4 hour there is definitely seeing some bearish or bullish divergence. Yeah. Not a whole lot else I would do with this right now, other than maybe wait for this downtrend line. Oh, interesting. So we've kind of broken the downtrend, confirmed on bearish market structure, confirmed again on bearish market structure. Tried to get up to close and break this level, right? So that's pretty bearish. In that it couldn't get above this level here. Got rejected pretty hard, but we are on the north side of this little trend line. So this will be a key area. You know what? For fun, I'm gonna put some alerts. I'm gonna put an alert at 3,000, big friendly round number. Let's say 301. If it breaks above that, I want to know about it. I'll take another look. And then, of course, 3505, 3405. So if it breaks above there, that actually, we would have to close still on the daily, but that would be confirmation of bullish market structure. And yeah, I mean, some argue like, wow, man, when XRP goes, it's going to go so hard. But You could say that for so many coins, and this one just, yeah, I mean, it's got to be ready someday. I think I have a like just hating our XRP because way long ago, I think it was like mid 2017, the CEO, whatever, McCallum or whatever his name is, Jeb, is it him or is that the guy that went to XLM? I don't know. But anyways, he basically came out and said, I don't care what XRP is worth. I just want it to be stable. So personally, I'd love to be into a trade where, similar to Justin Tron, just like, pumping the price, wanting it to go higher. I would like to be in a trade on the long side where there's a guy behind me doing that. Not that I trade Tron or like Tron, but my 2 cents. Go even to 2-day. Thanks. Okay, let's take a look at the 2-day. Real quick, and then we're going to wrap up. We are in the 51-minute mark. 3-day, 2-day. Oh my gosh. I don't have it. 2 days. Never looked at a 2-day in my life. Learned something new today. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to, well, yeah, you kind of got your bullish market structure here, breakout, retest. Kind of broke back down though. But we are getting that divergence, right? Higher lows, lower lows. So something to keep an eye on. Divergence is just one part. Is a hint, right? It's like looking at the internals of price, saying, oh, there's some momentum stuff going on in there. And this shows us that the downward momentum is slowing, possibly reversing. And that's the prime time for trading. So this could turn into something. Right now, it is not a trade for me. Again, I'll be waiting on those levels above to break. But absolutely, if we get some nice W action here, maybe breakout retest, and could even just trade it up to an RLZ of this. That could be good. Like tap off the 200 MA. Could see a trade there, possibly. So let's say for fun, this comes around, closes here, which would give us, right, our little W breakout, retest. What would that pay? Can we frame it? Retest here. And then you basically can just drag this until it says 2 RR. Yeah. Close half here, move stop to break even, have a nice day. That's sort of the trade I'd be looking for in XRP. So actually even down here, could see some nice lower time frame stuff. Sweet. Yeah. Not too shabby at all. Sweet. Well, Sebastian, thank you for hopping in today and asking a question and interacting a little bit. I think that's it for me today. Not a whole lot else to say, right? Alts look like trash for the most part. Need to turn around. Watching the Matic retrace here, see if I can find a reason to get long if it stands out. All these ones just losing their momentum. And that's to be expected. So the real trade I'm looking for as a wrap up for today's show is up here as usual. M top, break market structure. Let's get a short. Retrace to here, get some bullish market structure. Let's get a long. Breakout above here. Let's get some market structure. Let's get long. That's it. Today, wait and see. A lot of alerts. I've got plenty of alerts around here. So keep an eye on that. And with that, if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like. If you really, really liked it, you can give it a subscribe and keep an eye out in the next few weeks. As I get back home next week, I will be looking to vamp up the stream with all kinds of juicy little fun tidbits. So looking forward to that. And I know I've been hinting at that for like a month, but with travel, it's just been back burner. But it is coming. Just ordered it today. Very special little tool that's going to help boost the stream quality. So that should be dope. With that, have a lovely day, everybody. Take care. And I will see y'all back in the Discord very shortly. Peace out.